Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is January 8, 2022, Saturday. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. We do the disclaimer, use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for standard and the reasonable person standard, but for Mr. Perry's stalking, harassment, RICO Act violations, fraud, perjury, blah, blah, blah. Unwanted male attention. We wouldn't do these. What would any reasonable person do in my situation? We are establishing mains ray. When we get some sort of recording in of Mr. Perry's intent to cause me harm in any way, his unwanted contact and so forth, his contact is always unwanted. I left. It's been 8 years. I'm not into you. You disgust me. So you're stalking. And in order to subjugate me violently, you do all this, coercion, RICO violations, pushing, bullying. He thinks he's going to bully me into a romance. He doesn't know how to get women to like him, and that ain't it. So he tries to bully. But for all that, what would any reasonable person do? We assert all constitutional rights, equal protection, Mr. Perry. First Amendment, free speech, blah, blah, blah. You're not entitled to a position as an elected official. That is something that has to be earned because you make good judgment calls. And right now, you can't even manage your time properly. You can't manage your relationships with women properly. And it's one thing after another, after another, after another. You have a gentleman in prison right now for murder that he didn't do. He couldn't have done it. There's no possible way he could have done that murder. So Chief Miller and Mike Neely were trying to help me. I filed a vandalism complaint. 6 days later, the murder happens in Pensacola. And we've gone through his case. There's no fucking way he could have done that, Officer Neely. I was supposed to testify. And as always, in all three of my civil cases and his, I'm kept out. I'm an outcome changer. Everyone knows that, Perry. Nobody's dumb like you. So Perry never shuts up, and he doesn't get cause and effect. So what happens is he does the same thing every day and gets the same results, like any good, insane person. So we get this today. There's some guys that work for him that were busy on the phone bad-mouthing me to someone. We think she committed a murder, blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I have a hard time believing you. I'd have to have some serious forensic evidence in front of me to convince me that that's true. Mr. Perry, you have been recorded, thousands of recordings of you that police obtained. You got leaks, you got wiretap orders, blah, blah, blah. You got all kinds of shit. And you know that. The guys that got me this puzzle are doing it. They got this to me in jail. You're the butt-in, and you're temporary. You are, let me tell you something. All these men say that they're Christians, except for Robertson and Chadwick. I don't know about Josh Person, but I know Powell and Perry both proclaim to be Christians. Mr. Perry is the deacon of Southcrest, or was last I went 8 years ago when I left. So he's also claims to be happily married family man, and God, how I wish that were true. Then he wouldn't have time to bother me. He'd be busy with Jacqueline, his wife. We always want to know where she is when he's doing all this crap to me. So imagine God, the perfect father. Would you let someone do to your children, Mr. Perry, what you're doing to me and mine? My guess is no. So there's 40 police officers on you trying to put a stop to what you're doing. It's hideous. It's heinous. It's disturbed. It is fucking disturbed, sir. And it's making a lot of people very angry at you. You're a troublemaker. You're pathetic. So what happens is when we hit a wall, there's 40 people involved in this, police and me and a shrink. And I'm the bait. I've explained that. If you got a guy who's fishing, he's on the side of a dock with bait. A shark comes up and gets the bait. Somebody could come up behind and harpoon the shark. And that's what we do every day. We're getting the results we want. You have no cover-up and you have no date. You'll never have a date with me. You don't get women to like you by peeping, harassing, bullying, tormenting, starving. You get off on that because you're a sadist. But the rest of the world is quite appalled and offended and disgusted and disturbed by your behavior, Mr. Perry. You are a, nasty monster. You are a monster. There's nothing sexy about harassing women, trying to subjugate women. So he'll type in my phone, go, you need to go. Just let us do this to you. Perry, whoa. Fucking remember who it is you're talking to, sir. You don't tell me what to do, ever. You are in my life illegally. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're a rejected fail every fucking day. You're pathetic. And your crime kid's getting caught more than ever in your life. How many times were you caught before you met me? How many after? You don't have the brain of a fucking 6-year-old. Cause and effect. You fuck with me, you get told on. You harass me, you get told on. You contact me in any form at all, you get told on. You torment me, you try to boss me around, you get told on. You take my money, you get told on. Over and over, every fucking day, it's the same thing. And you do the same thing every day, and you get the same results, and that is insanity. You don't get people to cooperate with you, and you don't get people to like you being a piece of shit. And that's all you are. You don't know any other way. You can't control yourself. You're pathetic. You are absolutely pathetic. So this deal, they got me this, Charles, in jail. You're the butt in. You're the wannabe, never the wanted one. I left. That was 8 years ago. Take your skirt off, wipe the lipstick off your face, quit being a drama queen about it. Be a man and move on. If you have power, you can find a woman to like you. Go to Vegas. There's escorts that take care of all kind of elected officials all over the country. Nobody hears anything about it. I don't like you. There's nothing to like. You're not going to put me in jail and subjugate me and force me against my will to be your little sex slave. You are off your nut. You forget who you're talking to, sir. How many times was your crime caught before you fucked with me? How many after? We just got another one, because you won't leave me the fuck alone. When you contact me, when you peep and hack, when you cause a problem for me, when you cause drama, you're a troublemaker. Everybody's kind of tired of it. It's not that hard to get information. Everybody's sick and tired of your harassment. Don't contact me, I don't like it. Don't contact me, sir. I don't like it. Perry, don't contact me, I don't like it. No one asked you what you think. You weren't asked. What were you asked to do? Leave me alone. You don't have a romance, sir. You have a crime. You don't get... Women are turned off by peeping toms. Women are turned off by guys who torment and torture and starve them. There is nothing sexy about it. You're a fucking piece of garbage. You're a piece of fucking garbage, Mr. Perry. Women are attracted to gentlemen. I've been around... You act like I'm 12 years old, and I have no idea what men are like. Sir, I'm 50. I've dated a lot of men. Dated a whole lot of men. Long before I met you. They didn't treat people the way you treat people. And they could get a date and you can't. You have no chance of a date, ever. They didn't peep, they didn't hack, they didn't kill, they didn't harass, they didn't threaten. I'm going to make her go to jail if she won't change her mind. Be my bitch. Wow. Fucking desperate. Fucking desperate. That's what the girls at Godiva's told me. That senator was in here telling us we had to make you change your mind, or he's going to throw you back in jail. What the hell is that? What happened to dinner and a movie? Right. It's not about that. This guy's a sexual sadist. Our witness tells us, as long as I've known Charles Perry, he puts cameras in women's homes. He trolls. He's a troll. This is his life habit. He's got a lifetime of it. But when he started fucking with me, he started getting caught. We think he's got Alzheimer's. When somebody gets old and they get Alzheimer's and they start forgetting who they told what lie to, they start forgetting all kinds of shit that you were just told. When you fuck with me, you get caught. It's like a moth to the flame. You go up there, you get burned, you go right back at it. Like a dog chasing his tail, like a dog to his vomit. Everyone's going, ugh. Everyone's so sick of you, Perry. So fucking sick and tired of you guys with this bullshit. I mean, come on. You want to be an elected official, get some fucking dignity, show that you can make good judgment, and fuck off. Fuck the hell off. So our witness says he trolls women. He puts cameras in women's homes when they're not there, and then broadcasts them on the dark web and makes a shit ton of money selling watch time. Most of them have no idea that they're being watched. Then he'll get them fired. Then he hacks them. So he's watching where they apply for new jobs, and he makes sure they can't get work. Then they lose their house. Then he has the ex take the kids away. He enjoys getting women hysterical, and then he goes and rubs one out. I'm glad somebody's finally putting a stop to it, because I'm sick of sleeping with one eye opened. You solicited this individual for money, I believe. So, you're caught. And when you fuck with me, you get caught more. We have thousands of recordings of you, Perry, including this one today. These guys were arguing. These were your people. Arguing and arguing and arguing. The guy's like, I'm sorry, but I don't believe Cynthia would commit a murder. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to show me some serious forensic evidence, or I'm not going to believe you. I think this guy's just needing a smear campaign. We have, Mr. Perry, hundreds of recordings of you doing that. Ringtone. We got to get a ringtone. I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures out it's not legal. We're going to send her home, harass the shit out of her. And then when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us, which you did twice. It helps. It sucks when you carry out a threat. But then we have the I told you so. You proved out my recording. McNamara email of 2015. So, Perry's got people coming into my club at Godiva's and Sensations taking my cigarettes. Cigarette butts, gum, clothing items. They want my shoe print. They had Monica give me ask for a lighter. They wanted her to take my lighter and give it to them. So I knew about it. I'm not going to get her mixed up in this. I'm not going to get mixed up in this. I didn't want to deal with it either. Monica was always mean to me. I chalked it up to immaturity. I don't care. But I tried not to interact with her because I don't like conflict and I don't like drama. I'll walk off first. I don't want to fight with you. I left. I moved from Lubbock. I moved twice to avoid a conflict and drama. I left. That's been 8 years ago. And yet here Perry comes up here and he's causing drama. Jerry Springer show, trailer park trash, troublemaker, drama queen Perry. All day in my face. He's about to go to prison. There's a reason this is temporary, Perry. See how they did that? Hope and Fabian still intersect. You cause sadness and fear. Everybody's a little tired of feeling that. So it's not that hard to get information. So Monica asked me for a lighter. She did. And I went and bought one out of the vending and gave it to her because I didn't want her coming back over, hand it back to me and coming back, or taking it, handing it back to me, and I got to deal with that all night. So I went and bought one for her, and here, take that. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want your drama. You do your thing, and I'm going to do mine. So that's kind of how that happened. And like I said, we knew that's what they were trying to do, get my lighter. I'm not going to give it to you. If she uses my lighter, her DNA is going to be all over that thing too, don't you think? She's using my lighter. You flick the thing, you flick the flame, you got skin cells all up in there. So what the fuck are you think you were trying to do? You got her DNA mixed with my DNA. In strip clubs, it's very hard to get clean DNA. You got touch DNA, you got transfer, you got all kinds of shit. They didn't think of that, I guess. I don't know. They were taking all my cigarette butts. We were like, why does Perry want her cigarette butts? So, or my guy said that. So, and my gum, discarded gum. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck do you think you're doing? What you're doing is proving my case. You're stalking me. You're stalking me. When you got a recording that says, I'm going to put her back in jail. Telling Fabian, I'm going to find a way to put her back in jail. She won't get out this time unless she's with me. You need to give up. Wow. Say that to my face, Perry. Scheduling a meeting with Mark Warman, your attorney, and say all these threats that you say behind my back to my face. Or shut up. It's typing in my phone. Just let us do this. Go back to Texas. Wow. I'm like, you're bossing me around. I'm the one catching your crime more than anybody you know. You think you get to tell me what to do? Try to remember who it is you're talking to, sir. Don't tell me what to do. You fuck off. You're breaking the law. You fuck off. You have no chance of a date with me ever. You are pathetic. I want you to take your skirt off, wipe the lipstick off your face, and act like a man. Quit being a drama queen. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody moves on. Stalking, hacking, peeping are a crime. RICO Act violations that you do to cover all that up is a crime. So our witness, Charles, leave me the hell alone, sir. When you contact me, you get told on. It's easy cause and effect. 6-year-old could do it, could figure that out. When you contact me at all, when you peep and hack, when you cause a problem for me, you get caught. It has been that way since the McNamara email, sir. What did I say here? I don't want anything but for you to leave me alone. That was in 2014. You were butting into Fabian. That's when you started butting in, causing sadness and fear. So I'm going to explain again. When you have, we went through all this. Somebody, listen, when you call around and you badmouth me like that, you piss people off. So whoever, you guys that were having that conversation, we think she committed a murder. You lied. First of all, you know that's not true. You guys watch everything I do 24/7. So you know good and well I didn't do a murder. There's thousands of recordings of Mr. Perry trying to commit a crime against me and arrange a false arrest. Hundreds about a murder. So you're caught. Don't again slander me, because you'll get sued and maybe charged as well. Obstructing justice or something, I don't know. They're looking at it right now. Go live your life. I don't want you in mine, Perry. Monica didn't take my lighter. I went and bought her own. Had she used my lighter, her DNA would be all mixed up with mine, would it? You're just not all there. But we knew that most of what I try to do, not most, all of what I try to do, other than just survive, is prove my case. Why does Perry know where I work? He says he's not stalking. He says he's a happily married family man. He says he's a church deacon. He says he wants to be, that he's capable of leadership. So prove it. Prove it. Because if you're up here getting my cigarette butts from my work at a strip club, that's not true. If you're trying to get my gum and my clothing items from a strip club up here, that's not true. If you're sending a guy into my work like Pinto to offer me $5,000 to sleep with you, that's not true. If you're sending someone in like Mickey James and David Robertson to threaten to kill me, that's not true. And I'm asking both of them, does he really want the speculation like we saw with Gary Condit and Chandra Levy? Mickey James actually texted me, it might be worth the risk. It might be worth the risk, he said. What in the fuck? It might be worth the risk. So my girls at Lady Godiva's take me in the bathroom. You had just been in there. That senator and his people were in there. We need Cynthia and Fabian not to care about each other so much. And if she doesn't turn around and change course and want Charles, we'll put her back in jail. And they're like, what happened to dinner and a movie? Who the hell is this? What the fuck is going on here? They're asking me, what is going on? That they would say something like that. These girls are strippers, Perry. They're not church deacons. And they knew it was wrong. They knew that was wrong. It's sick. You're sick. Look at this.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone. I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Stopping me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you guys. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happened
alone.
with
Please leave me alone. Please,
Huh?
stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop.
Leave me alone. If somebody did that to your daughter, what you're doing to me, you would blow a gasket. So how much more angry is the perfect Heavenly Father at what you all are doing to me? And I'm going to tell you something. When we hit a wall, we pray, and that wall comes down immediately, or something else opens up. That's even better. Leave me the fuck alone. Everybody knows you wanted me back in jail, thinking you can subjugate me because you were recorded telling somebody. You were arguing back and forth with somebody about a false arrest, a second one. You've been threatening that since the first one. We have documented that and documented that and documented that, Mr. Perry. You're not fooling anybody. You're stupid. You think everybody else is as stupid as you. You got Alzheimer's. You can't seem to remember that we already caught you on that. I did say, now I got another I told you so. I did say I do have an email before. It's not like an afterthought to explain away something. We find out about it before, because you're recorded. Either a leak or a wiretap or something, but we get it. We get the information before Mike was drugged. I had it before anybody else said it, and it was on a docket. Because you're being investigated, and they found that. You did that murder, not Mike Neely. We're angry. Would you want somebody to do to your son what you're doing to Officer Neely? How much more angry is a perfect Heavenly Father at you that you would put somebody through that? And then help us. You're supposed to be a Christian. I don't think you are. I think you're full of shit. I think you're hiding behind a pulpit. That's your facade, and I ripped off your mask and you don't like that. Right? All of you. That goes for Mr. Powell too. Because there's a thing called the 10 Commandments. Don't lie, don't steal, don't kill, don't commit adultery, don't have any gods before me, don't covet things that are not yours. Don't bear false witness against your neighbor, don't lie in court. People are noticing that you've kept me out of court, and that when they hear my podcast, they can see why. When they hear what I have to say, I'm an outcome changer. Fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court after perjury. You said there's a political vendetta and you don't have any evidence to support that because there's not one. Did you imagine that, Mr. Perry? Or did you just lie? Answer that question, sir. Produce the evidence. Because it looks like you just lied, and if you lie once, you'll lie again and again and again and again. And if you lie under oath, under penalty of perjury, you'll lie to anybody, anywhere, about anything. No one can trust a word you say. And you have built that up, and built that up, and built that up, and built that up. bought judges. We know all about that. If they can tell us that you just told, so there was some argument about we're trying to get her on a murder. Yep, she's not going to do that. That's not her thing. No, we think she did. Nope. I need to see some serious forensic evidence or I'm not going to believe you. That's what the guy said. When you've built up a habit, Mr. Perry, of poisoning someone, and then when they don't die, you perpetrate a fraud upon a court and they get false arrested like you did to me and Officer Neely. Where's my blood test, sir? Pretty soon, no one believes a word you say because you do it so much. And you get up every day and you repeat the same thing expecting different results. Insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing every day. Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results. You are up against a machine who is fighting human trafficking, sex trafficking, sexual exploitation of women and children, starvation, torment, and torture of women and children. My time is valuable. You're going to pay me for every minute that I have to drop everything I'm doing and type up some fucking recording of you trying to hurt me. There's a lot of ways we can do that. Taxpayer's going to pay it or you're going to pay it. You're taking up people's time with your imaginary delusional affair, and you're an imaginary victim, and you're an imaginary political vendetta, and guess what? You don't matter. I do. You don't matter, sir. I matter. That's why you keep getting told on and told on. Never a date, just told on.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please.
Alright, so what are the words that came out of her mouth? Leave me alone. 6 times she had to repeat herself. What does he say? Why are you dressed like a prostitute? God, you weren't asked what you think about her clothes. And Perry does the exact same thing. Starts telling me what he thinks, what he wants, what he needs, what he feels. We just need her to apologize. He's arguing with somebody. We need you to arrest her. We just need you to charge her. We just need to... And the guy's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't see a crime here. Looks like she just wants you to leave her alone. So leave her the fuck alone. Can I just be candid with you? Mr. Perry was recorded saying, we're doing what she said. We just need you to arrest her. And we need her to apologize. We'll make it worth your while. We'll pay you. And the guy said, you've already paid out about $25 million, I hear, and it didn't get you a cover-up. So I think that your best bet would be to leave her the fuck alone. She's clearly not interested in any kind of relationship with you at all. So when you don't respond appropriately, Mr. Perry, to the words said to you, it looks like you don't have the good judgment that one would need to get elected. Exercise good judgment. When someone says, leave me the fuck alone, respect their rights and wishes and leave them the fuck alone. And the more you fuck with me and contact me and peep and hack and invade my privacy and cause financial loss for me and hardship, the more pissed off everybody gets at y'all, and they go at you, and we get more and more. Like this morning, somebody trying to convince somebody else I did a murder, and the guy's like, I don't think so. I don't think she would do that. I think you're full of shit. I'd have to see some serious forensic evidence. I'm going to tell you something. Do not slander me again. Do not slander me again. You have been recorded, just like I just quoted you on, we just need her to apologize. The McNamara email. The Fabian puzzle. You need my shoe print so you can plant it at a murder, blah, blah, blah. Getting my cigarette butts, getting my gum, on and on and on. Telling Fabian I'm going to find a way to throw her back in jail. And she won't get out unless she's with me, so you need to give up. You need to butt out. He's trying to tell me what Fabian thinks too, and I'm like, man, you guys have been trying that for a long time. when you're not coercing him and pressuring him and making him scared to death, you're going to throw me back in jail if he talks to me. When you're in jail, you're not a butt-in anymore. He can tell me personally what he thinks. You are pathetic. What if somebody did to your daughter and your son what you have done to me and Officer Neely? The perfect Heavenly Father isn't going to put up with it any more than you would. What if somebody did to Jordan what this guy's doing to her, which is the same thing you're doing to me, only worse. You're trying to kill me. You're trying to arrange false arrest. You're trying to do this and do that over and over and over, and you get caught every time you fuck with me. A 6-year-old could see the pattern. The cause and effect. What is your IQ? 30, maybe? How can you exercise good judgment and be in leadership of any kind when you can't understand words and respond appropriately to leave me alone? No one asked him she didn't say, what do you think of my clothes? Did she? I've never said, what do you think? I don't give a fuck what you think. I think you're Looney Tune. I wouldn't go to the mental hospital and ask those people what they think. I'm not a doctor. That would be the only way I would go, is if I were a doctor. Otherwise, what do I care? So, I'm also not a special education teacher. I can't relate to somebody that doesn't understand the words said to them and respond right. I don't care what you think. Don't care what you want. I don't care what you need. I think you need to care what I want and what I need. And what that is you to leave me alone. Don't peep, don't hack, don't bother me. Don't cause any more financial problems for me. You get caught every time you do. Like a moth to a flame. And you go right back at it. You get caught, you go back at it. You get caught again, you go right back at it. You get caught again, you go right back at it. You get caught again, and it has been that way every fucking day. So you're trying to get forensic evidence from my work? Cigarette butts to plant somewhere? Because everybody's like, what does he want with her cigarette butts? All of them. I mean, shit tons of them. What does he want with her gum? What does he want with her clothing items? What does he want with her shoe print? What does he want with a lighter? How did Perry even know she was in Manford? We're not stalking her, so we didn't know. Isn't the whole thing about stalking? How did he even know that's where she was? Robertson had all his employees right next to me. You want to know about leaks? How do you know they weren't leaking? You thought it was Lucky and Mike? You're still getting caught. That wasn't it, was it? Some of it's leaks, some of it's wiretap orders, sir. He's asking me. He always asks it. Who's telling? Is it Z? Is it Al? Is it Joyce? Is it Kim? Is it Jim? Is it Ty? Is it your family? Is it your kids? First of all, don't call my family. If you think it's my family and my kids, why would you call them anyway? Stay the fuck away from my family. He asked me if it was Mays County. If you think it's Mays County, why are you asking Mays County to perpetrate a crime against me? You're not supposed to contact me at all. You're supposed to be busy campaigning, busy with your friends and family, busy running your business, and leaving me the fuck alone. It is illegal to stalk, hack, and peep in all 50 states. RICO violations, coercion, witness tampering, victim tampering, subjugation. You guys are going to violently subjugate me. We got to get her to mind, or she can't have her credit card. It's my credit card. Get your hands out of my mail. That's a crime, taking my mail. So, you asked me about these people. I don't even know those people. Other than my friends and my family, I don't know those people. I don't know who Al is. I don't know who Joyce is. I gave a lap dance to somebody named Al. I don't know if that's the Al you're talking to or not. I give a lot of lap dances to a whole lot of people. Shit tons of them. About 20 guys named Ty, I know. Which one? 5 Jims? Which one? 5 or so Kims? Which one? Who the fuck is Joyce? From recordings, I've heard you guys talking about Calvin, Blankenship. So I got their names from Desiree. I know their names from, I don't know those people, but I've heard their names come up in recordings more than once. So, how bad does it have to get for you, Mr. Perry, before you get the cause and effect? When you bother me, when you contact me, when you peep and hack, invade my privacy, butt in and bother, and butt in and bother, and butt in and bother, and try to bully me into something I don't want to be in, you get caught. You get caught every fucking time. Mike Neely had no possible way of killing anybody at all. Because if he did, he pulled off something no man on the planet has ever pulled off. While asleep and drugged, and in respiratory distress, he beat someone to death and ended up with not a mark on him. Internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head, and strangled him. And his attorney said he did it with his ass. Wow. I think you need to go to jail, Mr. Mitchell. He's spending every day in a place that he does not belong. You do. You have been given a chance, sir. There's a thing, I'm studying it right now in victimology class. There's a thing called restorative justice. You make amends. You right the wrongs. There's also a Bible verse that says, don't come into my house when you've got a beef with someone else. You put your sacrifice down and you leave and you go fix the beef, the conflict, and then come back. Then come back. And if you wouldn't let your kids be hurt like you've hurt everybody else, what do you think God thinks of you? You say you're a Christian. I don't think you are. I think you're full of crap. I think you use that as a fraud to get votes. So why don't you be who you are? And quit lying. I pulled your mask off and you don't like that. Boo fucking who? Boo fucking who? All they had to do was leave me alone. All you were asked to do is leave me alone. It cost you no time and no money to leave me the fuck alone. The more you contact me, it pisses me the hell off. Because I asked you to stop. You respect my rights and wishes. You little jackass. You have antisocial disorder. And people with antisocial disorder fail to respect the rights and wishes of other people. You know what else you've done? Is you're a sociopath. So you're void of human emotions, aren't you? When you're void of human emotions, you fail to factor that in to your plans. We don't. It's like trying to run a race with no feet. Everybody else has feet, and you don't. We understand empathy, and you have no idea what that's like. So, you keep getting caught like a moth to a flame. You fly up there, you get burned. You fly right back up there, you get burned again. You fly right back up there, you get burned again. And everybody's laughing at you. What kind of dumbass does that? Well, every time he fucks with her, he gets caught. No date. I left. It's been 8 years.
Leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave.
So, we got all this, Mr. Perry, because you don't leave me alone. You pissed off everybody. You wanted me to go to Petland, to Chipotle, and Zio's, because David has a hookup at those places. But see, with my Uber Eats job, I work whenever the fuck I want to work. And I can work in whatever part of town I want to work in. So, when you find out about this stuff, there's only one way you could know that, and that would be hacking. So we got you on that. There's no other way you can know when I'm working or what part of town I'm working in to send me to those specific places, because you got to hook up. What in the fuck? Mind your own business. Stop butting in. When you bother me, you get caught. Because you've been doing this weird-ass shit all your life. What if someone did it to your kids? As a father, would you not be fucking angry as shit? So how do you think the Heavenly Father feels? You called my parents and you told them don't give her inheritance money. And we recorded it. You guys talked to him about like, what, 3, 4, 5 times about it? Okay. And every penny that I've lost, you're going to pay me $1,000 a day for watching me in my house getting entertained all day when you should be working. You're going to pay me $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. You're going to pay me for every minute of my time that I have to sit here and do this shit. Restorative justice. It's not extortion, it's not blackmail. It's called restorative justice. There's police that get me this information. They've got recordings coming in all the time. I don't type them all up. I don't have time. I don't have time. But nobody's caught your crime more than me. I'm the bait. While you guys come and chew at me, my guys go in behind you and harpoon your ass. Leave me the fuck alone, Perry. You're not gonna get a date with me. You're not good enough. No one cares what you think. You know what? You need to listen to what I think. I think you're pathetic. I think you're repulsive. I think you're disturbed. A lot of people do. That's how it's really easy for us to get what you just said. That's what matters, not what you think. You're selfish, you're cruel. A man's kindness brings blessings, and his cruelty will be his downfall. You know why that is? Because when somebody's kind, people don't remember maybe what you said, but they remember how you made them feel. So when somebody walks in a room and they're pleasant and they're kind and they're fun, and everybody feels safe and peaceful around that individual, that attracts people to them. When they walk in and they make everybody feel sad and scared and worried and stressed out and anxious, you don't want that guy around anymore. You don't want to feel that. That's where this is. That's where this is, sir. You are making people feel creeped out, disturbed, upset, stressed out, anxious, in fear, sad, worried. And everybody's tired of feeling that. We can come in and say, you're safe now. We're getting the monster that's trying to hurt you, and he will not hurt you again. It's not that hard to get information, Mr. Perry. You need a smear campaign. You have tried 100 different ways to do that. McNamara email. Haven't you? Before my false arrest, he's trying to false arrest me. You've not stopped. You're still trying to do it. You've tried a bunch of different angles, and you got caught every time. And it didn't work out. And so now you got somebody going, I don't think she would commit a murder. You're going to have to show me some major forensic evidence before I'd believe that. People know who I am. They know me. You're the menace. You're the threat. You're the fear. You're the sadness. You're disturbing everybody. You're taking my money and causing hardship, and everybody's pissed about it. You're contacting me when I've asked you to stop, and everybody's pissed about it. You're invading my privacy, and you've been told to cut that the fuck out, and everybody's mad about it. And so you get caught and told on and caught. It's like a moth to the flame. So you do the same thing every day that gives you the same results. No date, and you're caught. A 6-year-old could see the pattern. When you fuck with me, you get told on. When you fuck with me, you get told on. When you fuck with me, sir, you get told on. When you fuck with me, sir, you get told on. Where's my blood test, Mr. Perry? Where's the political vendetta evidence? Where is it? Produce it. Delusional. You interfered with my ability to get tested. Everyone wants to know now. I didn't make a big deal of it. I never said a word about it. But now everybody wants to know who the fuck at TPD gave her police report right over to the domestic violence offender. Who did that to her? This one. 21st. 9 days later, I'm charged not in Tulsa where the crime occurred that I reported, in your town. Filing a false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job. Wow. No test. I got no blood test. Nor did Mike. Mike got a blood test at the hospital after the Narcan had already changed the composition in his blood that made him knocked out to begin with. He came to. Now we don't know what was in it. What the deal was. We don't know what it looked like. When his blood composition was at the state that caused him to be unconscious. But you can't beat somebody to death while you're unconscious and end up with not a mark on you. You make amends or not. But the mercy that you will get, its sentencing, will depend, it is contingent upon that. The restorative justice requested is contingent upon that. Now's your chance, but you're not going to bother me anymore. You get caught every time. Don't call me again. Don't call everybody again and slander me or badmouth me, because sometimes you're hitting the wrong people and it gets back to us. They know better. They know you're full of shit. Some of those guys may have heard the recordings too. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. This is when TPD called me back. You obstructed justice. You committed perjury. Had they done something about it, Chief Miller and Mike would be fine right now. We're not real happy with them. We're not happy at all. We're pretty upset. We all make decisions that can affect the lives of other people, positive or bad. TPD, we would like very much for you to cut that the fuck out, so that you're part of the team that says you're safe now. We got the bad guy and he won't hurt you anymore. We want the pendulum not to swing the other way. What happens is there's corruption, there's lack of trust, there's problems. Nobody does anything about it. Then you have a corrective event like we saw with Chauvin and Floyd. And the world blew up and everybody started calling for the defunding of police. The pendulum swims the other way. It's an overreaction, I thought. I'm not for defunding police. I wrote a big old article on it on juiceboxweekly.com. It's my blog. I wrote an article on why that's a bad fucking idea. But what happens is the bad cops ruin it for the good ones. And there's a lot of good ones. Relieve suffering caused by crime is what the job is. There's honor in your badge. There's honor in the badge. I come from 3 generations of police. There's honor in the fucking badge. The job is to relieve suffering caused by crime. Whoever gave my police report over to somebody who was trying to kill me, and now we have a dead cop and a framed one, almost dead framed one, that they did the same thing to him they did to me. God help your ass. How dare you, sir, or ma'am, whoever the fuck you were. Why the hell would you put somebody in that situation? Endanger their life like that. Endanger other people's lives. You want to shut up a victim, but there'll be more victims. You caused that. You perpetrated that. God help your ass. Please get out of law enforcement. You do not need to be in it. You don't need to be in it. So they call they have a corrective event. That was when everyone called for the defunding of police. The first corrective event was what Chauvin did. The second was everybody called for the defunding of police, and now the pendulum is swinging back to the middle, but it's going to happen again if changes aren't made and we get rid of corruption. You get the bad ones out because they're ruining it for the good. And I get that everybody's having a hard time recruiting right now. Well, that's your fault. Guys like the one who gave my police report to the bad guy, you're the reason for that. There's no trust. People don't trust you. You're supposed to be the authority, but you relieve suffering caused by crime. No one likes the suffering. That's the thing you guys don't get. If you're a sociopath, you can't understand that. You're trying to run a race with no feet and everyone else has feet. The person that gave my police report to the offender, are you a sociopath? You don't have any empathy? Get out of law enforcement, please. You don't need to be in it. You're taking our money. We take care of you. We put a roof over your head, a car in your driveway, food on your plate, and you are taken care of because of us. But we expect you to take care of us. That's your job. Don't hand a fucking police report to the offender who then obstructed justice, and I don't have a blood test. Where, Mr. Perry, is my blood test? To rule out or prove what the fuck were you giving me that made me sick? You gave Mike opioids. Because you can't kill somebody. You can't beat someone to... Oh, this was the second one. We're going to send her home. You pissed everybody off with this. And you've done it twice in civil court. So you can't say you didn't plan this. And while you're planning it, Justice Scalia, who is a defender of the First Amendment, or was, and made the decision, flag burning is free speech. I don't like it. If I'm king, I'm hanging the guy, but I'm not king. We have a constitution that allows it. He's in West Texas, and he dies right during this time when you were planning this. We're going to send her home, harass the shit out of her, like go at her car, plan a, arrange a false arrest on murder, whatever. And then when she says that we're harassing her, we'll say it's the other way around. We'll lie again. Where's the political vendetta evidence, sir? Where's my blood test? Where's Mike's blood test prior to Narcan? Altering. the results. How did I know that he had been drugged before anybody else said it? It wasn't on the docket yet. Because there's guys that went over there and asked, what happened here? Who coaxed Mike to Pensacola? You are not entitled to a lie. You're not entitled to an elected position. You have to prove that you have good judgment, and you've proved nothing like that. You're disgusting. You're proving that you can't understand words to you and then respond appropriately. Leave me the fuck alone. When you mess with me, you get caught. And it's an easy to spot pattern, and it has been since the McNamara email, and it happens every day. And you are retarded or something, because you do the same thing even though you get caught. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Nobody asked you what you think, sir. Nobody asked you what you think. You were not asked. You know what you were asked to do? Leave me the fuck alone. Don't contact me. I don't like it. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want anything to do with you. You're a butt-in. You're just a wannabe, never the wanted one. I left. It's been 8 years. You're pathetic. You cannot beat someone to death and look like that. You can't do it. Even the arrest report. Point out to me in the arrest report what injuries he had that indicate he was in a fight. There aren't any. He had a busted lip from a second event after the whole thing was over. Hotel John picks him up off Lucky, who's deceased already, throws Mike face forward into the floor, and it busts his lip. The second injury listed is a red, swollen right hand. There's a needle in it. By the time the cops got there, he already had an IV. He was in respiratory distress and found unconscious. How the fuck do you live with yourself, Mr. Perry? Do you know how many people are very angry at you for what you did to him and Lucky? Had the person who gave my police report to you not done that, had they done their job, this wouldn't happen. So you're equally responsible, sir. We all affect each other's lives forever. We can build a legacy that we're proud of, or one that we have to explain and apologize for. And that's everybody's got the same choice. Mr. Perry, if you would not allow someone to do to your daughter and your son what you have done to Mike and I, imagine how angry God is at you. And there's so many times how you're a stench in his nostril, sir. So many times that we hit a wall and we pray, and that wall comes right down. Comes down. We're all called to do something, and we're equipped for it. I was the perfect mix. I'm very mentally tough. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck who you are. I was raised in the home of my family had the power in the town where I grew up. When you're raised like that, that's how you think all the time. You don't know any other way to think. One thing I used to get complimented on a lot as a kid is defending someone who is being bullied. If some kid's being bullied, you can count on Cynthia to come around and make him stop. My granddad's the chief of police. You better fucking leave that person alone. Wasn't hard for me to say that and make it stop. Even as a young kid. When I was 6, I was getting bullied. Some guy kept calling me a boat child. He pulled my hair and pushed and shoved me. Boat child was the Vietnamese that would come over after the Vietnam War. I've got Asian in my system somewhere way back, so I look a little bit Asian, but I told him, my dad's a police officer, he's going to arrest you. I was 6. I didn't know that you actually, anyways, I said that, and he kind of made it worse. Oh, I don't believe you. Your dad's not a cop. You're full of crap. Well, here comes my dad in his police car. Got out, pulled up in the parking lot, got out, starts yelling at me, come on, let's go. That kid started crying. Please don't arrest me. Please don't arrest me. Please don't let him arrest me. Please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I was like, I told you, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. He never bothered me again. Perry, when you're in jail, I won't be under threat anymore. I'll have my privacy back. I will never be broke again. My guy says, unless you go to Vegas and blow all your money, you will never be broke again. You leave me the fuck alone. because I don't want to be peeped on. I don't want to be hacked. I don't want to have to deal with the one problem after another that you cause. Something that takes 10 minutes takes me an hour because you go in and you fuck things up and you jam up my computer and you cause financial problems and you cause crisis after crisis after crisis, and I got to fix it first and then finish whatever it is I'm trying to do. You're making everybody mad. You're a butt-in and nothing more. You're the wannabe, never the wanted one. You're pathetic. Leave me the fuck alone. Now you've got a limited amount of time to make amends or fix things that you broke. To get mercy at sentencing, sir. Restorative justice. Read about it. Look it up. You research it. That's not extortion and that's not blackmail. You fix what you fucked up. Put down your sacrifice. Get out of the church. Go make it right before you go back in. That's Bible, Mr. I'm a church deacon. Get the fuck out. Get him home. Fix the problem. And get the hell out of my life. And do not contact me again. When you contact me, it pisses me off. My guys get to work and we get what you just said. It's not hard. You're making everybody feel sad, afraid, threatened, harassed, anxious, stressed out, and so forth. You know, they're coming in going, you're safe now. We're going to make him stop. It's not hard. Empathy. You're trying to run a race with no feet. Everybody else has feet. You don't have empathy. You can't understand how people think. It's factored into everything we do, and it's not factored into anything you do. Leave me the fuck alone. When you contact me, when you take any of my money at all, you take 1 minute of my time, and having to do this to address some new threat you did today. You take any of my money, you take any of my time, you take any of my privacy, hacking, peeping. You bully and bully and bully and bully. You call and badmouth me to anybody at all. You piss everybody off. My guys go at you and we get more. You're fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court. It's going to be dealt with in another courtroom, sir. It already is. Leave me the fuck alone. You have the right to shut up. Every stupid thing you say and do can and will be used against you in a court of law. You don't have an attorney. Well, they're going to get the dumbest fuck they've got just for you. Get the fuck out of my face. Leave me alone. It's free. It costs no time and no money to leave people alone. Stop bothering everybody. Everybody's sick and tired of it. Leave me the fuck alone.
Stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
No, just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
We're looking to see if you respond appropriately to the words said to you. You weren't asked what you think. You weren't asked what you want. You weren't asked what you need. You were told, leave me alone. When you don't, you get caught. There's never a date. I left. That was 8 years ago. Act like a man. Take your skirt off. Wipe the lipstick off your face. Quit being a drama queen about it. And move on. Respond right to the words said to you. Leave me the fuck alone.
Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop.